Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Go to the museum?
It's not a museum. They did.
Did they have fun?
Yeah. Much fun as you can have as a announcer. Yeah, they enjoyed it.
All right, Concord fans, welcome to the girls varsity championship game here at Nazarene College. 6 o'clock tip time here between Mercer Christian and your Calvary Temple Lady Conquers. As I introduce my partner here, Pastor Ford, what do you see as some of the keys to the game here today?
Well, I see it as the keys to the game that we play our good, strong defense. It looks like we might match up fairly well with height, but if we play good, strong defense, not a lot of girls' teams are used to playing the strength of defense and the physicality that we bring. And so hopefully that will really, that will set a tone for us down on the defensive end. And then we do well off the fast break. And let's just see, I look forward to a good contest, and the ball is up.
As Mercer wins the tip here, let's meet the starters for Mercer. 00, Allison Mills. Number 3, Kirsten Trump. Number 14, Kaylee Trump. Number 31, Abby Keaton. And number 34, Allie Harvey. As the Conquerors set up in their man-to-man defense. We got a drive there by number 14, Kaylee Trump. She gets all the way to the rim and is able to lay it in. Looks like Mercer here in some sort of zone as Isabella Johnson is off the mark, and the rebound to number 34, Allie Harvey. As we see Kirsten Trump miss, but the ball is tipped and will stay with Mercer.
Look for Mercer to try to get the ball to number 14. They worked really hard in their first possession to get the ball to her. You can see Noelle Johnson following her everywhere she goes. Now they switch with Taylor getting on her, and she goes right by Taylor.
Poor defense that time by the Conquerors, as it looks like Mercer extends their defense a little bit. Looks like they're in some sort of box and one on Noelle Johnson here, as Noelle pulls up and hits the jumper to get the Conquerors on the board. Nice shot there by Noelle, picking up where she left off yesterday after that top performance. As we see Kaylee Trump drive and finish with the left hand. Nice move there by Kaylee. As we see number 31, Abby Keaton, really dogging Noelle the full length of the court. Looks like they're in box and one. Is that what you see there?
Yes, and a good drive down the baseline by Isabella Johnson.
That will be key for Calvary today, I think, is getting secondary scoring other than Noelle, who was able to carry us yesterday.
There's a foul on Noelle as she was bumping the girl. She was going across the lane. Mercer trying real hard to get the ball into the hands of number 14.
You don't want Noelle to get frustrated here, having someone in her hip pocket the whole game.
Now there's a defensive switch where Kristen Cornwell goes on to number 14.
As we see a wild shot and a putback by Allie Harvey off the miss. Conqueror's got a block out there underneath. The ball's turned over, nearly turned over there by the Conquerors, able to recover. Full box and one here on Noelle Johnson, as Isabella lines it up from two and hits.
Very nice. Good ball movement with Mercer basically removing Noelle from our standard offense. I'm sure she'll look for her opportunities, but good patience again and good score by the Lady Conquerors.
If they hit enough of those perimeter shots, it will draw Mercer out of that box and one. As we have our first jump ball of the game here.
And the ball goes to the Lady Conquerors. Chris, I see number 00 for Mercer setting a pick on the far side of the court every time to try to free up number 14 for a shot. Don't be surprised if she gets called for a moving screen at some point.
As we see Kristen off the mark there, and the rebound there to 00, Allison Mills. And a travel there by number 34, Allie Harvey. So Mercer Christian with 3 Trump sisters on the team. Any correlation you see between them and our president?
Not yet.
No long lost daughters or anything? Oh. As we see Sophia Zaru off the mark there from the elbow. As we're approaching 3.5 minutes to go in the contest. Mercer ahead by a score of 8-6.
Looked like Mercer was trying to clear out that side of the court for number 14 as now she comes across the baseline being guarded by Kristen Cornwell.
There she goes again as Sophia Zaru gives her a pop in the back. Really looking to get the ball to Kaylee Trump there. As we see a drive by number 31, Abby Keaton, that was off. And it's taken eventually by Noelle Johnson. Oh, a nice pass by Isabella. Sophia's off, but gets her own rebound. Taylor comes away with it. Really nice communication there by Mercer, passing the zone off to one another as Kristen Cornwell hits the jumper.
Those we got to make. We got to convert those. There was good back and forth down here with Isabella and Kristen put in the 2-point basket.
We're all knotted up here again. Late stages of the first quarter. A much different game than we saw yesterday. A little more open and a lot more scoring and balanced scoring from the Conkers. As we see number 34, Allie Harvey, force one up.
That was good team defense that time, Chris.
Conkers swing the ball around. Isabella with a show and go, and she gets to the rim and is fouled.
That's good play by Isabella. Bring the ball right into the Mercer defense. A very good head fake, and then put the ball on the floor to drive in.
Foul there goes to 34, Allie Harvey. Isabella there makes one of two, gives the Conkers their first lead of the game at 9-8. As we see 0-0, Allison Mills throw up a wild shot. Bella with a nice pass to Taylor, who's unable to handle it. And now we'll go out of bounds to Mercer Christian.
I think she saw Taylor just a little bit late. Taylor was open, had her arms up looking, but by the time she saw the pass, she had to do it too high to keep it from getting intercepted, but then it goes off Taylor's hands.
We got a turnover there by Allison Mills as Sophia Zaru comes up with the steal.
Kristen Cornwell had very good defense on that, which led to the turnover. She forced the bad pass by her close defense.
As we saw Coach Colette Johnson hold up one finger, meaning she wants one shot for the Conkers here as the quarter comes to a close, leading 9-8. Conkers here running some clock, working the ball around as Isabella throws up a three that's off. And that will end the first quarter. So a solid quarter there by the Conkers. They lead 9-8. What adjustments do you need to see defensively in order for the Conkers to lock down Mercer here in the second quarter?
Well, I like what they did at the end of the first quarter there where they had Kristen on number 14. All of the girls, it seems like from Mercer, are willing to take the shot, but none of them are as good as number 14 has shown so far. So our defense has held. I think we've really We have no weak spots on defense right now. It's obvious, I think, that Mercer has scouted us by putting somebody on Noel. But we have other players that will score, and this may come back to burn Mercer, or they may see that they have to come out of that box-and-one defense.
Yeah, I really like the balanced scoring the Conquerors got there in the first quarter. You had Kristen hit a couple shots, as well as Isabella. And like you're saying, it will open up Noel later in the game. For Mercer, do you see anything different they might do that will force the Conquerors to adjust?
I'm not sure, Chris. I don't know if they do something that Calvary won't come out in their back into their zone. But right now I think Mercer is doing, what they're accustomed to doing. Both teams come in now for the start of the second quarter. Mercer going to throw the ball in.
We have an old favorite referee in this game who has reffed many Conquer games here in Ohio. Joe Pesci look-alike on the far side of the court. For those that don't know who Joe Pesci is, he was the bad guy in Home Alone. Mercer being very patient here, working the ball around. Really looking to get the ball inside as number 3 there, Kirsten Trump, is off the mark. Because Mercer hasn't shown an ability to hit an outside shot, do you think the Conquerors might go zone at all later in the game?
I don't know. Their defense has really tightened up here.
As Isabella's off the mark from 3, but Kristen there for the follow.
I like what I'm seeing in a Lady Conqueror defense here. They're really playing a tight zone.
As we see there, number 34, Allie Harvey miss. And Sophia Zaru cleans it up. And now Sophia fires, and that's off the mark and will go to Mercer.
Chris, that was either an air ball or a very poor pass.
Not quite the shot the Conquerors were looking for. They're a little quick, only one pass in that possession. Conquerors usually like to get it 5 or more passes in a possession.
We see Mercer liking to run screens across the lane. Ball picked off by Noel, who misses, maybe got a little bit too far under the basket, but it's a good opportunity. It just didn't go.
Back and forth they go. A slew of turnovers by both sides as Isabella Johnson wisely pulls it out. Kristen from the top of the key, that's off. Sophia grabs the rebound but travels.
There's good hustle on her part, but when you have the ball and you fall to the ground, it's always a travel, Chris.
We have a substitution here as number 1, Bethany Mays, comes in for the first time. A long three-point attempt is off the mark there by Mercer. Conquers here up by 3, approaching 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Isabella with a nice go kick. That's off by Sophia, and now we have a foul. Looks like it was on Taylor Bowden, if I saw correctly by the referee.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's probably the right call, though.
And we got an offensive foul there underneath.
Number 34, illegal pick.
That's Allie Harvey. You talked about Mercer setting that illegal screen on the backside. You talked about it with 00 Allison Mills, but there number 34, Allie Harvey picks it up.
And I don't know that I'd call that an illegal screen, but certainly unlawful, Chris.
As Sophia, wow. An 18-footer there from Sophia Zaru.
I don't know that we always set those up, but that was nice to be able to have.
As number 34, Allie Harvey answers with a long deuce of her own.
One thing I'd like to see here, Chris, is that, you know, as they're guarding Noel with just one man, that shouldn't prohibit Noel from bringing the ball up, because maybe something will happen under that situation. But she's used to being guarded as she brings the ball up. So I don't think we should forget about her altogether.
As we saw Taylor Bowden there miss from the corner. And number 34, Allie Harvey puts it up from the same spot on the floor, but misses this time.
Good strong rebound that time by Sophia Zaru.
A little pump and pass there by Kristen to Isabella. And
jump ball.
What's that, number 3 on the game?
At least.
And it looks like we got a timeout.
I think it was called by the Mercer coach, Chris. Looks like it's a full timeout.
3:14 to go here in quarter number 2. Conkers lead by 3, 13-10. This quarter, second quarter here, definitely not as high scoring as the first. Seen a couple of adjustments by both teams defensively.
Well, I think part of what we've seen right now is the fact that Mercer's not able to get number 14 free. So she's out of rhythm. And so they're trying to settle for other shots, and they just aren't falling.
Mercer really looking to take Noelle Johnson out of this game after her big performance yesterday. But so far, the other ladies have been up to the task for the Conkers.
Good ball movement by the Conquerors. No open shots yet, but they're being patient. The ball goes out to Noelle Johnson. Trying a little runner off the backboard. Shoots again, but this time the ball is blocked.
That was Paige Boyd with the block. She swats it to the wing. We have a couple wild of attempts, and it looked like maybe a partial block there by the Conkers. We see Noelle in transition now, and she's fouled. That's on number 3, Kirsten Trump. Noelle will go to the line for 2.
She misses her first one, and I don't know, that could be the fact she hasn't had many shots yet in the game, and she's just warming up.
Second one also off the mark, but Isabella was able to grab the offensive rebound. Nearly lost it, able to recover. We see Sophia to the rim. Misses, gets her own rebound, and the Conkers reset here. Ball finds Isabella for 3, that's off. And that's 00 Allison Mills with the rebound.
We got some good looks that time, Chris, but the ball just didn't go in.
Mercer working it around, looked like they go for a cross screen action. We got a drive there by Kaylee Trump, and she's fouled.
I'm not sure how Isabella got matched up on number 14 that time. Number 14, who might just be one step faster.
Isabella committing the foul there as Kaylee misses the first free throw. Conker's got to sit on her left hand too. Looks like she likes to go strong to that left hand, which is her strong hand, as she misses both free throws. I had someone tell me one time that for a left-handed person, it adds an extra 8 points per game because people forget that they're left-handed and to sit on that side.
Interesting nugget of information there, Chris. Turned out to be a great foul for Isabella because number 14 missed both her shots.
Kristen misses the shot but gets the steal, and the Conkers are able to reset. Ball finds Bella Johnson. She's off the mark, and the rebound to 0-0, Allison Mills. It looked like she traveled, and she did. So number 1, Bethany Mays comes back in. She replaces number 3, Kirsten Trump.
You know, those shots haven't fallen yet for Isabella, but that is her shot. And if she continues, I think we're going to see those begin to fall.
We see a high screen and roll there by Kristen as the ball goes inside to Sophia, who's able to finish.
Nice entry pass.
Mercer just really unable to find any offense here in the second quarter. Conker's been playing stifling defense as well, really packing the paint and forcing outside shots that Mercer's just not willing to take right now. So we see another wild shot, and Taylor Bowden comes away with it, and that ends the quarter. So we've reached halftime with the Conkers leading 15-10, 5-point lead heading into the second half of this championship contest.
Chris, at this point, I believe that this game has really been marked by the defense of both teams. The obvious 4-on-1 continual man-to-man defense against Noel to try to take the Conquerors out of their strength. But the Conquerors have been patient. Their defense has stifled the Mercer team. And so we're seeing a good defensive battle, and we've just executed a little bit better on offense.
Well, that will do it for us here in the first half. We'll be back on the air here in a couple of minutes as we get ready to start the second half. For now, Conkers leading 15-10. We'll see you on the other side.
You say, hi, JoJo. I don't want. You want to talk on the? You want to talk on the mic? No. Okay. You gotta sing. You gotta say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can name one. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And you say, hi, JoJo.
Hi, Jojo. Oh.
Say, oh, yeah. All right, bud. Here, we're gonna put the camera. We're gonna put him down.
we're about to start? Yeah. Luke, we're just about to start? Well, actually, I guess now. How about they lined up?
As we're getting ready to start the third quarter, we are back here, Chris Ashley with Pastor Ford. Just like to give a quick shout out like as we have a moment here. Once again, we got Luke Daughtry behind the camera and Timmy Tyndall, who's running this whole operation for us with the score bug and setting everything up back home for you to be able to watch. Like to thank them for all their contributions this week.
As we start the third quarter, Mercer throwing the ball in. 1 half left of basketball this year, Chris.
Enjoy as the season comes to a close. Here, Concord looking to come away with a championship. As we see number 34, Allie Harvey miss. Gets her own rebound and double zero. Allison Mills is fouled on the drive there.
The foul is by Noelle Johnson, trying to come to help for defense, but caught her arm as the girl was going up.
I believe that's her second foul. First free throw is off the mark, and the score remains 15-10 here. Been stuck on this score since midway through the second quarter.
Yep. Oh, the ball rattles around and finally goes into the rim. 1 point for Mercer.
As we see
nice little running floater there, Chris. Noelle Johnson gets into the offensive flow that time.
Things should open up for Noelle here in the second half, with the Conkers making enough shots in the first half to take a little bit of pressure off of her. As you see Kaylee Trump miss. Mercer still coming out in that box and one on Noelle. As Isabella lines it up and she's off the mark. If you're Mercer, if you keep falling deeper behind, do you get out of the box and one at all and go to a man?
You have to determine if that's what's making you miss. I think we got away with a couple fouls on that one, Chris, but it looked like our girls were a little out of sync on defense, but were able to gather the ball at the end of that sequence.
As we see that shot off the mark, and number 34, Allie Harvey, cleans it up. And a wild bank shot that goes
by number 31.
That's Abby Keaton.
You can see the Conquerors purposely trying to include Noelle in their offense, running it so that she can come and receive the ball.
A slew of close-quartered passes there by the Conquerors. Ends up in a miss as you see Kaylee Trump with the ball. She gets all the way to the rim. Oh, but misses the bunny. And Taylor Bowden able to clean it up.
We made the good defensive switch, but then number 14 was able to get past Taylor Bowden, but missed that short shot. Let's see how we do down here on the offense.
Noelle drives, puts up the floater, and puts it in. We saw a lot of that yesterday from Noelle Johnson. Really a strong floater game here.
you know, one thing that I think happened in the first half, we'll see if it continues. But, you know, number 31 for Mercer played a really, really hard defense and maybe got a little bit tired. We'll see. Noelle certainly has speed. She's got some fresh legs now because she was able to take some time off in the first half. Let's see how it ends up.
As we see Bella Johnson off the mark with that one. She'll line it up again, and this time she comes up short, and the ball goes to Mercer.
Those will fall, Chris. And she's getting open. You don't fault those shots whatsoever. Those are her shots, and if they don't fall, they don't fall. But we're doing what we need to do on offense. I just think those things will begin to fall. Right now, just consider it practice.
Go down swinging, right?
Absolutely. Looks like a lot of the lanes to drive have been closed on number 14. Just good team defense by the Conquerors.
They're really cutting off that post-entry pass, and we got a timeout here by the Mercer coach. Looks like Mercer trying to cross screen underneath to get a pass into the post. Conquerors are switching it every time and being really physical underneath the basket there.
Yeah, there's not much room underneath the basket for Mercer right now.
Mercer gonna try to draw up something to where they can get a little more space and be able to attack from the perimeter. Six-point lead here for the Conquerors, 19-13. We're coming up on 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Okay, Mercer with the ball on the side after the timeout. Mercer coach was hoping that they could take the ball out on the baseline. I think they tried to set up a play, but the referee instructed for the ball to be taken out on the side.
Which was the right call as the timeout was taken there. They're cross-screening, really being physical inside there. As we see number 35, Paige Boyd and Taylor Bowden really going at it. We see number 1 there, Bethany Mays off the mark, a rebound. Number 3, Kirsten Trump is off the mark.
Good rebound by Sophia Zaru. Mercer got 3 good looks on that possession, but weren't able to convert any of them.
They have been stuck on 13 points for a long time here in this game. A nice pass there by Isabella Johnson. Conquer swinging the ball back and forth as Isabella goes up and misses.
Conquerors reset the ball.
Taylor takes the shot from the corner. That's off, and the rebound to number 3, Kirsten Trump. That's 31 to Abby Keaton, who's off the mark. We got a show go, and they convert number 14, Kaylee Trump. Mercer finally gets off the schneid at 13.
We just missed that rebound, and Mercer took advantage of it on that possession.
4-point game here coming up on a minute to go in the third quarter. Isabella lines up from 3, that's off. Rebound to Sophia. Noelle puts up the floater, that's off the mark, and the ball will go to Mercer. This game has turned into quite a physical slugfest. Low-scoring game.
Number 00 comes in the game for number 1 for Mercer.
That's Allison Mills replacing Bethany Mays there. As we see a hard drive by number 14, Kaylee Trump, and a rebound to 35, Paige Boyd, who's able to put it in. So a couple second chance opportunities by Mercer. Conker's got to keep them off glass inside there.
As Mercer brings it to a 2-point game. And the baskets aren't dropping for us, Chris.
We see number 14, Kaylee Trump. She gets fouled there underneath. I believe that foul was on Sophia Zaru.
I believe so, Chris, yes. Mercer inbounds the ball. Trying to run diagonal cut.
And the
diagonal picks, and then it tied up Mercer, Calvary Temple ball. Well, a lot of activity in that one.
That's our 4th jump ball of the game, I believe. You see out top there, number 31 really dogging Noel, denying the pass. As you see, Isabella force it up at the buzzer, and that's off the mark. So the 3rd quarter comes to a close with the Conkers ahead, 19-17.
We didn't close that quarter out very well, Chris. After that timeout by the Mercer coach, they were able to score 2 baskets. We have to protect the ball, especially off the defensive boards. We can't let them tip it around and pick up an offensive rebound. We still have good defense. It's just their second chance points. You never want to see those come back to get you.
Yeah, Mercer down at 1 point by 6, able to cut it to 2 here before the 4th quarter begins. Are there any adjustments the Conkers need to make either offensively or defensively?
I think defensively they're on track. I don't know if they might want to try a zone just to change things up a little bit. It looks like Mercer can hit from the outside if they're committed to it, but we'll have to see if that happens. Right now the man-to-man is working well. It's just a couple second chance points that have brought this game closer. Offensively, I'd like to see Taylor Bowden a little bit more willing to take the shot that's given to her. I know there's good teamwork, but sometimes you just got to take what is yours because that's why you're out there.
Is there anything Noel can do to get free in that box and one?
No, she started to get the ball a little bit. She made a couple plays and then a couple as she tried to do that mini floater, just didn't go in. So she's gotten herself back involved. We just need to be patient. Maybe she can work herself into the offense and not just off the dribble.
As we start the 4th quarter here, Conkers in a compact man-to-man defense, ahead by 2. Mercer working it around here, trying to get the ball into the post from the wing area. Unable to do so yet.
Good defense this time by the Lady Conquerors.
We see number 35 there, Paige Boyd off the mark, and Taylor Bowden cleans it up.
That's good defense. I like the patience of Mercer on that one, but Calvary kept it close and denied some entry-level passes, and so that's just a good defensive series for us, Chris.
Conker's running a little cross-screen action now to get Noel free along the baseline. She flipped it up and is off the mark. I like that action there to try to free Noel rather than just having her stand at the top of the key. As you see Taylor Bowden miss it. And we got to travel, and it will go to Mercer. What do you think of that baseline cross screen action to free Noel there along the baseline?
I really liked it. That shot was a good shot, that if we had gone off of the backboard at that angle, I think we would have had a better opportunity to put it in. But I did like that those cuts.
We see a nice poke check there by Taylor Bowden as Mercer works it in and out against that man-to-man defense. Ball finds number 31, Abby Keaton, who was way off the mark from three there.
We haven't seen Mercer run the ball much on the left-hand side, and our right-hand defense here has really tightened down on them, and just good defense. Mercer not doing anything new.
As we see, Isabella miss one from three. Ball will go to Mercer. 2-point lead here for the Conkers. Under 6 minutes remaining in the quarter. Oh, a nice steal
nice
there.
Steal. As the girl tried to go past Taylor Bowden, she swatted the ball away.
Noelle Johnson skipping the ball across the whole defense as Sophia Zaru loses it. And Mercer bringing it up there on the right wing. As you see, 31 Abby Keaton drive and commits the offensive foul. If I'm looking at it objectively, it looked like a questionable call to me. It looked like Abby tried to go around her and sidestep the charge, but the Conkers able to pick it up there.
It could have gone either way. I like the way it went, Chris.
We will take it indeed.
We've had a lot go against us that we look the same, so you can't be too happy or too sad when those things happen.
As we see Noelle Johnson miss the floater there. And that's number 3, Kirsten Trump, on a pass from her sister, number 14, Kaylee Trump. So a little Trump sister action there as Colette Johnson calls a full timeout. Not liking something she's seeing in the team here, as we're all knotted up at 19. First time we've been tied since the first half.
Yeah, we just seem to be offensively out of sync. We're missing some, and that's, missing them doesn't make you out of sync. But when you start shooting things that are not yours, or you're trying to push to make things happen, you don't get very good results that way. You keep going with who you are and what you do, and if we go back to that, I think we're going to see some conversions there on the offensive end.
The Conkers can't give in to the tendency sometimes. Once you're missing your shots, you let it affect your defense. You get down on yourself. They got to keep digging in on that end and not let the missed shots affect that area.
Yes. We just have a couple young Conqueror fans came to start asking us questions like, who are you talking to? So,
I'm wondering that myself here.
Well, I'm sure we've got some family back in Sterling that are very anxiously waiting this fourth quarter and seeing how we do to finish this game.
Looks like we're going to be in for a nail-biting close finish, a slugfest of a game really, as we're on 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, tied at 19.
You can hear the chant picked up in the background there by the Calvary fans. Let's go White. Okay, and some of them are saying let's go Blue. Anyway, let's go Calvary.
A little confusion. Hopefully the crowd can get united at some point. As we see little sister-to-sister action there as Noelle finds Bella, but she's off the mark. And the ball out of bounds. It will remain with the Conkers.
Less than half of the fourth quarter to go, Chris, and the game is tied. Conkers do have the ball. Let's see if we can pick up a couple points on this inbounds.
As we see Kristen Cornwell knock down the foul line jumper. She's hit a couple of those tonight.
They left her wide open on the inbounds play, and she made them pay for that.
Conkers with a 2-point lead now. Really got to lock in defensively here and get a stop. As you see the ball go into Allison Mills, and she's fouled.
I believe she's fouled by Noelle Johnson, who came to try to help out on defense.
I believe that's her third. Nice offensive action there by Mercer. They went to a 4-out that time and ran Mills across the lane. Got her isolated there in the post on the smaller Noelle.
As Mercer misses the first end of that, Chris, you'd have to say that was a good foul because she had an obvious open 2 points. Just a good foul, though. She made her second one.
One-point game here, nip and tuck we go down the stretch here as Sophia gets inside and throws it away. Bad pass there as Kaylee Trump picks it off, and she wisely pulls it out and now fires. Wow! And hits from 2. A long 2 there, and Colette Johnson calls the timeout.
She calls a 30 on this one, Chris. That time as number 14 came down and hesitated, the defense backed up just a little bit, so she pulled up and shot that long jumper and was able to do it. Just that little hesitation got her open.
Relaxed just a little too much as Mercer has its first lead since the early stages of the second quarter. Under 3 minutes to go here. What do the Conkers need to do here on this offensive possession to get some points?
I think they've got to be patient. You can't start thinking, okay, what do I need to do? It'll open up for you as a team. As Conquerors bring it in now. Full court.
Working on your screen here, right to left.
Still Noelle being guarded closely by number 31.
Mercer staying in that box and one. Haven't come out of it all game. Being very patient with it. Noelle sets her up, drives to her left hand. Good help defense there by Mercer. The ball finds Isabella, she's off. And the rebound taken by number 00, Allison Mills. The look ahead, number 3, Trump off the mark. And the ball will go to the Conkers.
I'm really surprised, Chris. Isabella's missing some shots that are clearly her shots. Keep your head up, Isabella. Those things will start falling. You're taking good shots, and don't get frustrated by those.
Noelle off the mark, but she was fouled.
You know, Mercer's letting Noelle have the ball at the top of the key now. And because she's not guarded closely when she has the ball, she's able to, with that quick first step, drive the ball down into the lane, and hopefully good things will happen. I saw the Mercer coach talking to number 31, and I don't know if she told her that she's going to have to clamp down and play a little tighter out top. We'll see what number 31 does.
Noelle makes both free throws, clutch free throws there. Here as the Conkers retake the lead, up one 23-22, under 2 minutes to go in the game. And a bad pass and a turnover that will go to the Conkers. Conker's working it around here. Bella looking for some help. Now she drives, does it herself, kicks. Taylor Bowden from the corner is good.
Good drive with the dish off of the baseline.
Conker's
Good play by
extend their
Isabella
lead
and
to
conversion
3.
by Taylor Bowden.
And we got a timeout here to Mercer as the Conkers have a 3-point lead. Taylor with the biggest shot of the game so far. Like you were talking about earlier, look for her to be aggressive in that corner jumper there. That time she took it and was able to hit it.
As Isabella was able to drive down into the lane, the defense collapsed and gave Taylor the wide open shot in that place where she shoots so well.
Conkers will be on defense here coming out of the timeout. Looking for one more defensive stop and then a bucket to really extend this lead and put the pressure on Mercer coming down the stretch here.
Yes, starts with defense.
If you're Mercer here, do you think they drew up something to go for a quick 2, or is there something drawn up here to go for a 3 to tie the game?
I think they're going to go for 2. I think they're going to try to integrate number 14 as she runs that little hook down to the right corner again like she did early in the first quarter.
Oh, they go for 3 here as Allison Mills is off the mark, and the rebound to Taylor Bowden. Nice defensive stand there by the Conkers. And we got a foul there by number 31, Abby Keaton. Looks like Mercer trying to extend this game now, playing the foul game.
Yeah, less than a minute left in the game, and I don't know that they have much in the way of fouls, so it's going to take them a little while to try to catch and put us into the bonus.
As Kirsten Trump commits that foul. And we got another one here, number 14, Kaylee Trump. Smart decision here by Mercer, coach, to seeing that they don't have many fouls on the board, picking up those fouls, looking to extend the game. And we got a foul there by number 3, Kirsten Trump.
Wasn't a hard foul, but you know that the referees could see obviously what Mercer's trying to do, so calling it before someone gets hurt.
Even tried to hold her up there, but
yes,
even after just touching her.
Yep. And so they foul Noel again.
Number 31, Abby Keaton with the foul there.
And now we go to the line. We're in the bonus, 1-1. Noel Johnson.
If the Conkers make their free throws down the stretch here, they're going to come away a champion.
Yes. And Noel converts that all-important first shot of the bonus.
And we got a timeout here by Mercer. It's a 30-second timeout.
39 seconds left in the game. Calvary goes up by 4 points with Noel Johnson shooting the second of the bonus.
So the key for the Conkers here on offense is just not turn the ball over and make your free throws. Defensively, I would say just prevent the three-point shot and don't foul. Do you see anything else?
No, they have to come to us now. We are in control, and so we just protect the ball, don't make foolish mistakes.
The Conker fans here in person getting very rowdy as the Conkers come out of the timeout, really imploring their team on, hoping for a championship. as Noel makes both free throws there. 5-point game here. A nice pass that time to 35. Paige Boyd, who's off the mark. And we're going to get a held ball.
And the ball goes to Calvary.
Great
25 seconds left in the game, and Calvary is up by 5.
Great time to have the possession arrow there. As you see, Mercer really extend their defense now, picking up full court man. And it looks like Coach Colette Johnson's going to call a timeout as we had a Sophia Zaru with some sort of tape on her leg come off.
So rather than have to substitute her at this point, it's wise to take the timeout so that Sophia can stay in the game. You can see a little bit of desperation that time in Mercer as they couldn't score right away.
They're going to have to be desperate here down the stretch. Desperate times call for desperate measures here, down 5, under 30 seconds to go. Once again, if the Conquerors make their free throws and don't turn the ball over here, they will walk out as champions. They're going to look to get the ball in here to Noelle Johnson off a screen, and they do. And she's fouled.
That's all Mercer could do at this point because they have to spread it out to try to cut off passing lanes, but if somebody gets the ball in, now you have to foul them.
Free throw is up and good on the front end of the 1-and-1 there. Second free throw also up and good. And the Conquerors have their biggest lead of the game, up 7 here under 20 seconds to go. As 31 Abby Keaton is off the mark.
Noelle bringing the ball up court, and doesn't appear that Mercer's going to try to foul right now. Looks like Noelle's going to be able to just dribble out the end of this game.
And the Conquerors here are champions, Division 4D champions, as they hug there near center court. And applause from the crowd here at Calvary, huddled up. Great to see the girls walk out of here as champions. Noelle, Taylor playing in their final games.
It was good to see just the defense that we were able to have after the first half of the first quarter. We set the tone after that. We made some adjustments on defense, and it really paid off for us. Just a great effort and great display of teamwork by the Calvary Lady Conquerors.
It's been a pleasure this whole weekend to be with you, Pastor Ford, as we see hugs all around there as the boys come and greet them. Both teams really played hard this weekend. Boys coming in second place, coming up just short there in the final game. Girls walking away as champions, but really proud of both teams and how they showed themselves here this weekend.
Just really examples of who we are and what Pastor Scott has put in us, and we've worked so hard over the years. As I often hear him say, he said, this is why we're fighting the fight that we're fighting, is for this next generation. And how many of these teams have we seen now through the years who've exhibited godly character, and like our girls were able to walk away with a title. The boys couldn't quite finish it, but still another opportunity to show Christian character and the fruit of who we are as a ministry. And you can't help but be very, very proud of them and thankful to be a part of this.
It's been a great example. I know to many teams, even here, referees as well, have all said things about how a great example we are of a church, and they can't believe, you know, how many people we have come up to watch this tournament. A true example of a family we have here and the body of Christ.
Just a joy to see the different people who've made different efforts, some of them really notable efforts to get here with their families and arrive in the middle of the night at times, just because we love one another. And let the world see that we love one another because of the love of Jesus. Thank you, Chris. We really
It's been a
enjoyed
pleasure.
this. All right. God's grace go with you. Have a good trip back tonight, and we'll see you guys in church tomorrow night.
Signing off for now, Chris Ashley, for Luke behind the camera, and Timmy setting up everything. Pastor Forb as well. Have a good one, folks.
Now, turn to the sports fan next to you and say, "Go Conquerors."